Hey there, how you doing today? I'm doing my emails again, and I wanted to talk to you about this one because sleep is a huge issue in menopause, and I get tons and tons of emails about it all the time, every day long. Dear Denise, I haven't slept in 3 nights, and before that, I was getting to sleep, but awake by 3 o'clock. I know there's changes associated with menopause, but I'm going crazy without sleep. Signed, Sleepless in Syracuse. Dear Sleepless, this is really horrible. I'm sorry this is happening to you. It's bad enough when we have interrupted sleep, but when we have sleeplessness, that's downright dangerous. The short-term causes of no sleep include brain fog, trouble staying alert or paying attention, and increased in cravings, as if Menobelly needs any help in that area. The long-term sleeplessness can lead to heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, and even death. So it's a big deal. You're definitely right, Sleepless, that sleeplessness is a symptom of menopause. It all comes back to stress and cortisol. And the fact that as we get older, cortisol just continues to build in our system unless we actively avoid stressors or even work to reduce our cortisol. Also, when we have crazy sleep and our energy is all over the place, like being tired all day, falling asleep super easy, but then being awake at 3 a.m., this is a sign that cortisol is disrupted. When working properly, cortisol is higher in the morning in order to help wake you up, and then gradually falls off all day long so that you can go to sleep. So first I want to start with checking off the things that might be easy to get you towards sleeping like a baby, things that you may or may not be doing. First of all, let's check your caffeine. I personally can't have any caffeine after noon, and I found that only 1 cup of caffeine a day is kind of where I need to be. More than that causes me restless nights no matter how early it is. Now this goes for teas, sodas, energy drinks, and even dark chocolate. Sad. Next, look at what time you're exercising. If you're exercising within a couple of hours of bedtime, you might be unknowingly increasing your cortisol so that you're not going to fall asleep in any big hurry. Third, I want you to look at your spices and your nightshades, tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, peppers. Those are some foods that really cause heartburn and may keep you awake at night. Fourth, not enough calories throughout the day might keep you awake with low blood sugar. Similarly, too many calories throughout the day and right before bedtime are going to cause sugar spikes and crashes throughout the night that might keep you waking up. Sixth, watch your screen time. Are you on your phone or watching TV right up till bed or even in bed? The blue lights in the screens is really messing with your melatonin production, and that's going to hinder you from getting to sleep. And then there's wine and alcohol. Now I know a lot of people say, well, but that helps me get to sleep. Cool, but are you staying asleep? Is that the thing that is causing sugar spikes and crashes? So first check out those things. Once you've made sure you're not creating some of the problem, here's some more sleep ideas to help you get to sleep quicker as time goes on. First off, sleep hygiene. We're thinking about a room that is not too hot or not too cold, because even though, for instance, I really keep my house pretty warm, according to my mom, I keep it hot, right? My house hangs out at 73 degrees. I can't sleep with it that hot. But I also can't sleep at it at 62. So a few years back, my husband and I played with it, adjusting the temperature by just 1 degree every night. So, okay, not da-da-da-da-da. And then we found a temperature that we could both sleep at really well. For us, that ends up being 68 degrees. For other people, it can be as low as 62 or even colder. Not for me, but find the temperature for you. Second thing to consider is the lights. Years ago, and I wish I could figure out which book this was, I read a book by T.S. Wiley, and she talked about studies that were done on sleep in a completely dark room and taking a little pen light and putting the light just behind the knees of their subjects and how disruptive that was to melatonin and sleep. So she recommended walking through your house after dark, like not right after you turn off your lights, right? But one of those bathroom breaks you take during the night. Walk through your house and see where the lights are coming from. Is it your digital alarm? Is it your smoke detector? Is it the charging station in the kitchen? Do you keep a nightlight on somewhere? Are there lots of streetlights coming into your house? Next day, go around and fix those things. Now, my alarm clock is covered with a towel. My charging station is unplugged. I try to make sure that my phone's charged during the day. And we have room darkening curtains. Phones are not to be in the bedroom. Not only because it's distracting, you always are wanting to check the text messages in the phones, but the EM frequencies and the blue lights are really, really disrupting. And the social media, that just throws you off the charts, right? So keep your phone in an entirely different room. Better yet, when it's in that entirely different room, shut the sounds off for the night too, so that the dings aren't, right? We're all kind of like Pavlov's dogs with those dings. So be sure you're not having the dings out loud. Next, all screens, even TVs, need to go away at least an hour before bedtime. The blue lights are messing with our brain. The blue lights are messing with our melatonin. Social media is playing games with our dopamine hits or not dopamine hits. And regardless, our melatonin isn't kicking in so that you can get to sleep. You might want to try reading a paper book. Yeah, they still make them. Next, starch. In order to get the best sleep, we need to not go to bed hungry. Also not stuffed, but not hungry. We need to make sure there's a little bit of starch in our last meal of the day a few hours before bedtime. And when I say a little bit, I mean as little as 5 bites of starch, but as much as 15. You're going to need to play with that number just to see what works best for you. Then we have alcohol and wine. Again, you can decide what works for you, but is it really helping your sleep? I'd recommend going maybe for a week without it just to see how that affects your sleep. Movement. Get more movement in your day. As a society, we move less and less and less. We drive more, we sit more at our jobs. Work toward getting 5,000 steps a day, 10,000 steps. Whatever you're getting now, try to up it a little bit. Move more in your day. Do some more laundry. Walk a little bit further. Every little bit of movement helps. Next, lift heavy things. Those really heavy workouts that create a boost in your testosterone, they're going to force you into recovery and sleep, but not too close to bedtime. Next, bedtime routines. They're not just for kids. Just like when we use them for our kids to kind of signal, okay, it's time to start winding down for the night, we're getting ready for bed. Adults need bedtime routines too. It helps signal the body, helps switch the brain over, helps switch the hormones over into, oh, a change is happening. What's going on? And we can prepare better for our nightly rejuvenation. This might mean a good paper book. It might mean meditation. It might mean a nice bath. But whatever you do, do it consistently and try to get it in at the same time every night, even on your weekends. The less we mess with our sleep pattern on the weekends, the better your sleep is going to be all week long. Then there's journaling. A lot of us go to bed and then immediately start to worry. Get those things out, get them on paper so you can remember them in the morning without having to keep them in your head all night, right? That just increases the stress hormone. Next, gratitude. It's been found that listing 5 to 10 things that you are grateful for right before you fall asleep is going to increase your dopamine and oxytocin. So let's be grateful. Even if it's, I'm grateful for a nice warm bed, I'm grateful for my puppies, I'm grateful for the new knowledge. What are you grateful for? And then finally, you might try meditation. Chanting, mindful breathing, clear your head. All right, sleepless, sweet dreams. Love you, Denise. Hey, next time, are you getting plenty of sleep but you're still exhausted? We're going to talk about that. Hint, might be in your protein. Have a great night.